Hello students, and welcome to this video for exercise number 2. It's your hands-on exercise number 2 for Windows. So we're looking at file management. You discussed with the students the importance of good file management. Now you want to show them how easy it is to use File Explorer to organize and manage their files. And we're going to start doing that. So step number 1 on page 36. That's where you should be in your textbook. Create folders and pin a folder to quick access. Your friend tells you that she would like to have all the files the students are working on saved in one folder so it's easy for everyone to access it in the future. Refer to figure 119 as you complete step number 1. It says first in part A, open the previous file, and you can see the long name there, and that's the one I have opened up. I'm going to open up magnifier here for you as well. So this is the file we have opened up right here, and it says what we're going to do is we're actually going to save it again, but this time where it says Windows 01 hands-on 1, we're going to change it to hands-on number 2. So I'm going to go to File. You can't just click the Save button. You actually have to go to File, Save As, and then you're going to change it. And so I can actually just, if you have it already saved to a certain folder, all you have to do is when you click Save As, you just come over here and change the 1 to a 2. It's that simple. And then click Save. When you do that, it's going to go and you'll see it changes it up at the top just like you need it to right there. Alright, we finished part A. Part B, click File Explorer on the taskbar and maximize the window. File Explorer is over down here. It's this yellow folder that's called File Explorer. It's how you explore your files to different far off distant files, and it looks like this. So you've used this multiple times and didn't even know it. We're going to click OneDrive in the new, well, now it has it tells you to click OneDrive. We're not actually going to do that because you're not going to have to log in to OneDrive or anything like that. So let's save this to a folder that you are going to actually put this, that you've been putting it in anyway. So same folder. So I'm going to go to Documents is what I used. You're going to go to your flash drive where you saved it. It says click folder in new group, type computer class. So what you're going to actually do is you're going to make a folder called computer class in your flash drive. So the way I can do that is I click on home up here. Yours should already be visible, but if you don't see the ribbon, that's what all these buttons are right here. Click on home and then choose new folder, and as it says, we want to name it computer class. So for step C, that's what we're on right now, instead of using OneDrive, you're going to just make a folder called computer class on your flash drive and then push enter when you're done. You're going to double click the computer class folder in the file list, and the address bar at the top of the File Explorer window should show that is currently selected. That's part D, so I'm going to double click on it, and you can see it's showing exactly what it's talking about. So mine says this PC, and of course Documents is in that, and then of course computer class is that. Yours is going to be different because it'll show your flash drive up here, but otherwise computer class will still be the same. We're going to click new folder in the home tab, so same thing. I often will go, if it keeps disappearing when you use it, you can double click on home and this ribbon will stay up here. So new folder is what we're going to do again. So this is part E right here, and it says type data files. So let's do that right now. I'm going to move my mouse down here so you can see it. So data files, and then press enter, and then it says to repeat the process to create another folder and call it homework files. So I'm going to do the same thing, new folder, homework files. Oh, make sure your I isn't capitalized. So we're creating subfolders to our computer class folder, basically. So we have our main folder, which is of course stored on our flash drive. For me, it's Documents, and then you have your subfolders here in your computer class folder. Check the address bar to make sure computer class is still the current folder. It is. This is part F. Navigate to and then double click the homework files folder in the navigation pane. That's what this area is right here. So the white area where your files show, navigation pane. Double click on that. Then it says right click in a blank area of the file list. So this is the blank area here. Right click, and it says we need to select, or excuse me, point to new, which is going to give us another one here, another menu, and then click folder. So new, we right click, new, and then folder. You're going to type submitted and push enter. And I'll zoom in here for you so you can see it. Enter, and then using either technique in this step, create 2 more folders named group. Now, I usually will just go up here and click new folder. So you could right click and do it the way that we just did it. I will go and do it by pushing the button up there just because I found it to be faster of a setup. So it said to name group and then revised. So we're even further dividing up our folder. Now it says click OneDrive again. We're not going to do that. We're going to go to, in this case, your flash drive. For me, it's documents. This is part G. Then it says to right click the computer class folder. So right click. And it says to pin it to quick access. So let's do that. And you'll see over here where these pins are, my computer class, and I'm going to stretch this out a little bit here so you can see it better, is part of my quick access over on that left side. So that's what it looks like, not magnified. Then I'm going to double click the computer class folder in quick access. And double click the homework files folder in the files list. Click the snipping tool on the taskbar. So you should have the snipping tool. I'm going to go here and bring that up. If it's not on the taskbar, just open it up. And then I need to choose here, it says click the new arrow and click Fullscreen Snip. Now it's a little bit different from when they first, when they wrote this book. As opposed to clicking the new arrow, we're just clicking the arrow over here next to mode and then doing Fullscreen Snip. So you click the arrow next to mode, Fullscreen Snip. You can see it went and it copied it. Now, as opposed to just exiting out of this right here, you're going to want to leave it open. Go to your Microsoft Word file here. This is part of step I. Click on Word on the taskbar. So down here, this is our taskbar. And of course, my insertion point needs to be down here past the one picture. I'm going to push enter 2 times. Now you notice they actually have a different way of how they did is they held down control, it says in the textbook, and push end, and you can do that too. Otherwise I just click to the right of the picture. Then after that I'm going to hold down control and press V and paste that picture in there. So full screen snip, as you can see right there, and it's in there. It says save the document and minimize Word and snipping tool windows. So I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to exit out of this one. And I'm going to say no, I don't want to save changes. Okay, good. I got OBS Studio here up and running for our video. Alright, we're going to step number 2. As often happens, you find the folder structure you created is not exactly what you need, and you will remove the revised folder and will rename the data files folder to better describe the contents. So refer to figure 120 as you complete step 2. So it says rename and delete a folder. We're going to do that. We're going to double click the computer class folder in quick access. So basically you just need to go over here. You don't have to actually double click, you can click on it once. If we were in OneDrive, you would have to probably do that, but because we're using this instead, you don't. Once you've done that, this is part B, right click the data files folder, click rename. Now you might have to left click on it and then right click on it if it doesn't come up properly. So right click on it, click rename. So I have to go down a bit here to the bottom, and then it says I need to rename it to starting files. So it looks like that, starting files, and then press enter. And then C, we're going to double click the homework files folder, and then it says click the checkbox next to the revised group. Now you can see here we don't have a checkbox up for it. There's a certain way that you can bring those up here, and you can see we click on the view tab up here, and then over here towards the right you can see item checkboxes. Let's check that for the sake of this exercise, and now you can see they come up. So view, item checkboxes, and then we can now do what it says. So like I said earlier, it says click the checkbox next to revise. So move your mouse to revised or next to it, and that checkbox will come up. And then it also says to click the checkbox next to group. Now that both folders are selected, click delete in the organized group. So we're going to go back to the home tab. Now in each ribbon you can see all the buttons and these sections here, so you can see the two lines dividing it, and then there's a word, that's a group. So here's select, this is open, this is new, this is organized group, and then clipboard. So it's actually the organized group we need to use. And the organized group, it says we need to click delete. So right here, that big X. When we click delete, those two folders are going to disappear. And if asked to confirm deletion, you just tell it yes. I didn't have to, but you might have to. And then click computer class in the address bar. This is our address bar right here. So click computer class. Then it takes you back to this folder. You're going to take a full screen snip of your screen. So I'm going to go down to, oh, you know what, I completely closed it. So let's bring it back up. I'm just going to use the search tool, snipping tool. I'm going to do full screen snip. So click the arrow next to mode and choose full screen snip. Then I'm going to go to my Word document, so I click on Word here, and then I'm already down here at the bottom, so I'm going to go and push enter twice, and I'm going to hold down Control, press V, and there we go, I have the picture in there. Save the document before you continue. So I will hold down Control and press S. That's a hotkey for save. Otherwise, you could click the save icon up here to save it as well. Alright, step number 3. We're moving along here. It says minimize the word and snipping tool windows. So I'm going to minimize it this time. Now, you want to show the students, this is under step 3, how to copy a file. So in anticipation of completing the next assignment, you have them copy and rename the current homework file on which they are working. Refer to figure 1.21 as you complete step 3. Navigate to the location where you saved this Word file. So go to where you saved it. So for instance, mine is in Documents. I have the 2 Word files still in Documents. Yours is going to be on your flash drive if you didn't put it in a certain folder. Then it says right click the file, so H2, and I had a left click before I right clicked on it, and it says select copy. So let's copy that. Then right click in a blank area of the file list and select paste. So this is our file list right here. This is all blank area. I'm going to right click and then I'm going to choose paste. And you will see, I'll extend this a little bit further so you can actually read the whole title. It has made a copy of the file, and it just basically takes the title and adds the word copy. Now I'm going to take a full screen snip. So let's go back here. And we're going to do, oh, we need to click new here. And I'm going to click cancel, there we go. And then I'm going to click the arrow next to their mode and do full screen snip. And now I can take that, go to my Word document. So click on the taskbar and I push enter twice and I paste it. So you're getting into the habit of this hopefully by now. Save the file, good idea. Minimize Word and the snipping tool windows. So I'm going to do new and cancel just to make it smaller. Okay, so I have those things set there. Then it says click the copy that we just made and click rename on the home tab. So if you click it once, so left click, and then of course we're on the home tab and we're going to go to where it says rename. That's an organized and let's click rename so we can change the name of it. And then it says rename the file as homework images. So I'm going to leave that blue and it will let me get rid of all the words at once. Homework images, and press enter. So now I just renamed my copy as homework images. We're going to take a full screen snip of that. So mode, full screen snip. And there's my full screen snip that I needed for part E. Part E. I'm going to go to Microsoft Word, which is part of part E. I push enter twice and Control V. So I've just pasted that picture, and don't forget to save. That's part F of it. We're going to minimize Word again, and then we're going to minimize the snipping tool here. Now it's going to get a little bit easier when you get past using the snipping tool. So when we, oh, you know what, that's not what I want. Right now you obviously have the YouTube video open, and then you're also having all these things open and doing screenshots of them. I don't want the YouTube video visible when you do it because it's not going to show up well for me to look at it and grade it, but this will get easier later on. You won't have to minimize YouTube and do all that other stuff. Okay, you saved the document minimizer. We're on step number 4. We are getting close here to being done with the step. This is the final part of Windows hands-on exercise number 2. Step 4, compress and extract files. You want to show the students how to extract, or excuse me, how to compress a group of files into a zipped folder and then move the zip folder to a new location. You will then have the students extract the files from the zip folder. Refer to figure 1.22 as you complete step 4. So we're going to click the checkbox next to the name header in the file list. So the checkbox. Now, something important here is you are going to, this is only going to work if you only have the exercise files in here. You'll notice I have a couple other things in here. So what I need to do is, instead of selecting that, I'm going to select the things that relate to this class, the stuff we've done so far. So I'm going to select these 4 files because computer class and then these Word document files here are the only things that apply to this. So if you have other things in that folder, so your flash drive, then don't select name up here. Select the items you need. Then it says to click the share tab. That's part B. So share tab, that's part B. I click on that, and then I have a few options here. I'm going to go, and it's part B, I'm going to click zip. Now zipping, you can see here, well, I can't really read it, but basically it's saying create a compressed file, and you can see it's compressing the files. Now the idea is you're basically making it into one file that you send. So I have multiple files in it now, and it also makes it a little bit smaller. So that's a nice thing with compressing. And then push enter. Right click the zip folder, this is part C, and click rename. So we're going to right click it, go down to rename, and then I'm going to type in Windows 10 homework and press enter. So it looks like that, Windows 10 homework, and press enter, and you can tell it's zipped because it has that wonderful little zipper on it. That's the way we can tell it from other folders. Part D, click the Windows 10 homework zipped folder, so it's already selected, and press Control and then drag the folder to the computer class folder in quick access. So I have to drag it over here. So I'm going to hold down Control, click and drag this over to computer class. And then it says a screen tip will display. If you wanted to move, note, if you want to move the zip folder, you could just drag the folder to the new location. We're going to double click the folder, it says, in quick access. You don't need to. And then double click Windows 10 zip folder. So I'm going to computer class again, and then it says to double click the Windows 10 homework, basically is the idea. So click computer class, then go to here, double click it. Now what it's going to do is it's going to, now I have to actually select this and click OK. It's going to open it up in another folder and let you view the files. So you shouldn't have to worry about the step I just did. And then you're going to do that screenshot of it, so using the snip tool. So you're showing me you did the work. So full screen snip, and then I go to Microsoft Word. Then I'm gonna press enter twice and Control V to paste. Save the file, minimize Word, and the snipping window. So this is part F, part F. So that is how you get that part done, part F. Then it says to click extract all, which we can do up here. So extract all. It's gonna have a screen come up that says, ask you where you want to put it, and you can just leave it as is. Choose extract. It's gonna extract it for you. That's part G. And you'll notice it has all our files there again inside the computer class. So it's made an extra folder for our zipped file. Click the computer class folder on the address bar, and then note that Windows 10 homework zipped folder, it says here, and Windows 10 folder are both in the computer class because we went and extracted it. Then take a full screen snip of your screen. So I'm going to get the snipping tool again, do another quick snip, and then go to Microsoft Word, and we're going to push enter twice, Control V, save it, and it says close the snipping tool. So we can finally do that. Tell it no, you don't want to. I'm not worried about saving it, so I'm going to actually check this. So it says don't show me again. I'm going to click no, and then you can exit out of. So it's close snipping tool. Close File Explorer. I have a few windows open, so let's see, I'm going to hover over here. Or I guess I'm going to click on it and just click on the X and get rid of those. So File Explorer is now closed. And then it also says click no if you ask to save changes to snip. Part J, we need to save the document. So part J, make sure you save your Word document. I had done it earlier. Keep the document open if you plan to continue the next hands-on exercise. If not, close the document and exit Word, and you can close all the other windows. So that was a little bit, some new things there. Hopefully that was clear to you. This was all for exercise, or Windows, the Windows section, hands-on exercise number 2. Make sure you submit this the way that you're instructed to in class, and have a great day.